Ahoy, me mateys. Today on Late Tackle, we search for the next Springbok captain.
Arr.
Right, well, good weekend for South Africa, starting off with a win for the Lions away in New Zealand. And then we had all the remaining teams playing each other in derbies. I thought it was a very interesting opportunity to look at the potential Springbok captain candidates, because for me, Jean shouldn't be our captain come the World Cup.
I don't know about that, Anton. I think Jean de Villiers is a class act. There are a few players who are better at dealing with the referee than him. He's played over 100 tests, and if he's fit for me, he's got to lead the Springboks.
Look, I mean, the problem was John Smith, great captain, also had a huge amount of tests under his belt. However, you got to have the best player in the position for me, okay? We've got some great centers coming up. Jan, Damien, if Saru and Stain manage to kiss and make up, the Oaks coming off a long injury, going to wheel him out. I don't know. Either way, he's not going to be captaining us before the World Cup. So that's a bit of a problem.
No, that's the point. I mean, we've got 4 test matches and a game against the World 15. Jean's not going to play in those games, and he might not play in the World Cup. We need to figure out who the best candidate there is.
What do you want from a captain then? Obviously you want Jean, but
look, he's got to be tactically astute. He's got to do what the coach needs on the field. He's got to be able to deal with the ref well. Yeah. He's got to be an ambassador for the country and be able to deal well with the media. So there are a lot of considerations, I suppose. Okay,
right. So this weekend, Shark Stormers, we had Dwayne up against Bismarck.
Mullen,
yeah,
as he's known.
Look, he's been very busy, filming the latest Avengers movie, but luckily been able to captain the Stormers.
Let's take a look. I think pretty similar. Those
very similar. Look, okay, Bismarck for me, his aggression's let him down quite a few times. Okay, and I mean, as we saw last week, thing of the week, I just don't know if we can have a guy who's getting that red mist, as leading us, on an international platform.
Look, there's no doubt that Bismarck's discipline is a bit of a concern. The Sharks actually issued a press release last week kind of apologising for that incident between him and Victor at Loftus. And I think, Bismarck is a great hooker. I think he should concentrate on being the best hooker he can.
Exactly. But for me, Dwayne is my oak, okay? He leads from the front, undoubtedly the best player in his position in the country, is South African Player of the Year, possibly best in the world. Also, he's coming from the Stormers, who at the moment are unbeaten. I think it's very important to have someone coming from, a winning culture.
Yeah, I've just got a reservation or two about Dwayne. I mean, at the beginning of the season, when he was announced Stormers captain, at the press conference, he said he's always seen himself as more of a follower than a leader. That was a bit of an alarm bell for me because, I want this Springbok captain to be someone who really wants to do the job and is really passionate about it. But, you're right. He is doing well and he's a great player.
Which leads me on to probably the favorite of everyone who probably thinks is going to get it, Victor, okay? I'm a bit weirded out about why he's had this return to rugby. I don't know what's going on. It's so clearly Heineke's favorite. They definitely text each other with smiley faces. And also, my main issue is that I don't think he's been playing terribly. I'm not concerned that he's 38 in May, but I do think he's looking a little bit pup. He's not going to win any 100-meter races anytime soon.
I don't know. Anton, my question to you then would be, who should play number 5 lock for South Africa? Peter Steph Toy's got 2 test caps. Right, okay, Victor Matfield, best line-out jumper the world
ever earlier, but anyway.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, it's done, right? Victor Matfield's got the experience. He's the only candidate who's captained the Springboks before. We can sit here and argue until we're blue in the face. It doesn't really matter what we think. What really matters is what Heineke thinks.
Yeah.
And I think it's fairly clear that, Victor's the front runner.
If we're going to talk about Heineke's favourites, we should mention a bit of a dark horse, Farid Dupree. I mean, Heineke loves the guy. He doesn't even have to play Super 15 rugby, and he's still eligible for the Springboks.
Yeah, at the moment, Farid's back from Japan. He's on holiday at the moment.
He's just on a lilo potting pina coladas.
Just chilling out. So he's going to do his own training regime. But the one thing about that guy is we know he's a tactical genius.
Yeah.
Right? He's been credited with a lot of Springbok victories in the past. And while he may not be the front man, he is a really strong candidate because, he's respected. He's one of the best players in his position.
We've got a long season coming up ahead, and we're going to have to see. Obviously, injuries happen, and also some players are going to come into their own. Some are going to, fall away. But please send us in your opinions on who you think should be captain. It's hashtag LateTackle365. So tweet us with that or just comment below. All right, let's look at Thing of the Week. Look, I know 2 weeks ago we had Cheslin Colby dishing out a falcon, and this is a bit similar, but this is just too good to leave out. Wycliffe Palu getting a strongly driven punt straight where it hurts most.
Cliffy taking one of the crown jewels for the team there, maybe making a case for ball boxes in rugby.
Well, look, the good news is he'll be able to reach the high notes in the Sam Smith song on the drive home. I see the medic there applying something to his face. I think some ice needed a bit lower down, but I'm sure he'll be able to have kids, at some stage in his life. But we would love to hear from you for your things of the week. Send it in. Hashtag LateTackle365. Just to respond to some comments from last week, obviously very topical, F the Ref, episode 3. We heard from Bring Back Rucking was the name, who wanted to know, he says he would just like more consistency from the referees.
Yeah, I think obviously everyone would like more consistency from the referees. I'm sure the referees would like more consistency from the referees. That's what they're trying to do. So yeah, good luck to them.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some predictions. All right. Hurricanes, Blues.
Hurricanes to keep on winning, Blues to keep on losing, yeah?
Canes, definitely. Force, Rebels.
I'm going to go with Rebels there.
Okay, I'm biased. I'm going Force. Crusaders, Lions.
Kills me, but I'm going to say Crusaders.
Lions. Terrible roar, sorry. But Highlanders, Warriors.
Highlanders at home.
Yeah, as well. Okay, Reds, Brumbies.
Brumbies, rest of them no match.
Definitely. Brumbies. Stormers, Chiefs.
Stormers to make it 5 from 5. Let's
Definitely.
go.
Make it rain. Cheetahs, Sharks.
Sharks to bounce back.
No, I'm going on the Cats this week. It's the Cheetahs for me. All right, well, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week. I'm Anton Taylor.
I'm Michael de Vries.
This is Late Tackle.